Okay, so and then EC2, anyways, I showed you. Here it is. It's not coming so far. Just wait for seconds. Still creating. So it's still not gone to the EC2 and so on. So guys, did you understand that? How do we start coding? All of you. Any questions? All of you? Hello, I'm audible, right?
Yeah, it's clear, Rajesh.
Yeah. Okay. So now next thing is, so this is how you write a code. Now next thing is variables. So how can we, because we are writing a code, so you have to know the variables, conditioning, all this thing, right? So how do we set the variables? So let me show you here. Terraform variables. Okay. So there are so many places you can set the variables in Terraform, many places. Variable. Let me show you here. So here, complete reference. Yeah. Okay. So look at this here. So there's so many types of variable you can define: number type variable, string type variable, list, map, and boolean. Now, which are the places you can define? So you can define in the Terraform file itself. You can define environment variable. You can define on the command line. You can define the values in this places, this file also. Okay. So multiple places are there, and there's a hierarchies also, precedence also. So let me show you one of the variable which I am defining, and this is a, look at this. Here this variable is, what type of variable? This is the way you define the variable. So variable name, type, number, and default value. Okay. So now if you want this variable to be used here, so now what you can do, this is the variable name, and you can keep it anything here. So for example, let's say I want to create 3 instance. Okay, mind it, I want to create 3 instance. What I do, there's one attributes which you have, a count is equal to 3. This is a hard coding, but now what I will do, I'll just say bar dot this one. Understood that? So this is the way you declare the variable, and this is the way you can use that variable here. So that means these resources will be created three instance. Make sense, all of you? Okay. Now this variables is a string variable. See, type string, name of this group name, and how do we use this variable? So you can use this variable in somewhere like this. So name of this, you can put it up name, or let's say I'm going to give the name repo name, something like this. And what do you want to give the value? Something like this is the value. This is the variable. So this is the way you declare the variables, and this is the var dot, or here I'm going to use var dot and repo name. That's all. So now let me show you. This is a simple. So last one is still not come. Let's wait for it. So refresh. See, it's come now. I press enter. Done. Now again I'm trying to run variable with variable, and you see here apply. I did apply one more time after changing the code, and if you see that here, so last time if you see that here, because earlier I created one instance already and I'm setting up the 3, so that means 3 here. That means two resources will be created and one will be changed. So change will be done which one? So let me check that. So this will be updated. So this will be created actually. This is a change in the name of the repository. See that here. So this is the change. So here it detected the change. Here is creating two more resources, just like that. So here in this tutorial, I have declared multiple types of variable. So this is the number type. Here you have string type. Here you have a list type. Here you have map type. And downside, I have shown you the example for it, how to use it. Are you comfortable, all of you? All of you?
Yes, Rajesh.
Okay. Now next thing is when you are writing a coding, then you of course you'll do the conditioning, right? Condition like if and else, and you'll do the looping. So how do you do the looping? So looping just now I have showed you one of the easiest way, and that is count. Count. That means you can loop one resources to multiple time. There are many loops also, other loops are also available, but this is the one of the best one. Now condition. So how do we set the condition? So I would like to show you some coding for that. So just here come to here and Terraform conditioning. Just type a conditioning or something like that. And now this is a tutorial which you will get it. Okay, so how do we set the condition? So look, let me show you the examples for this. So there's a one condition which you are setting something like this. Let's say if you want this resources to be created only after this. So this is one kind of conditions. So what to do? So here in this case you can use the depends on. That means you are saying, hey, create these resources only after that that once the other resources created here in this case here and this one. So you can use the depends on. See that one more example here. So here, very carefully look at this. Here, there's another method of setting up the condition. This is, we call it ternary operator. I don't know how many of you have used it, ternary operator. So this is very popular. So what you are saying, hey, create a Git repository, okay, and name it with this one. So here there's a variable is being used. So variable, I think it's some variable which is here. It's coming from here. Okay, var dot. So name of the name of the repository will be Java. Now what you are saying, hey, count. So remember that if count is equal to 1, it will create 1. It will, if it is 2, it will create a 2 repository. But if it is 0, it will create a 0 repository. So what you are saying, hey, here, if ternary operator, if this variable is equal to Java, which is in real, okay, then the set the value for the count is 1. If it's not Java, then set 0. So in that case, it will not be created. So this is also one of the way you can put the conditions. Depends on, there's a one, and this one also ternary operator, another one. Are you comfortable, all of you? All
Yes,
of you?
Rajesh. Yeah.
Yeah. So this is called conditioning. How do we do the looping? So for that, again, come to this place and just type Terraform looping. Okay, enter. And here few articles are there. This is no, there's so many articles, so this is a good one. Okay, so here how do we loop? So basically there are two methods which is available. One is a count, which I showed you already. Okay, so count is already I have shown you, and there is a one more available is that for each. Okay, so look at this here. What you are doing? So basically here you are creating an Azure group, and here what you are trying to do, create a one group, okay, for the each region. Okay, so here what you are doing, here this is the key, this is the value, this is the key, and this is the value, this is the map minded, this is the map data type. So here for each, so first time name, first run, it will run for this one. So key is equal to this one and value is this one. So here name will become each dot key. Each is here is coming from here. It's a fixed keyword, and key will be this one, and the location will be each dot value which is here. So that means you are creating a group for each time, And so using this, you'll have a two group, one group, two group, where the name will be the key and value will be the location will be the value. So this is also you can use a looping. Okay, so now in order to understand this, so we learn the coding. How do we write a coding? How do we run the Terraform program? How do we store the Terraform programs and stuff like that? And how do we apply? How do we set the variables? How do we do the conditioning? How do we do the looping? Are you comfortable, all of you?
Yeah, looks
All of
good.
you? Now, next topic which you have is called module. So the question is, what is a module? Now, guys, this is one of the best topic which you can have it. So, what is a module? So, guys, a module is nothing but a directory structure, just like a Maven and all directory structure. You remember that? It's just like that. Just avoid the spelling mistake. It's directory structure where you have .tf file and then tier vars files and all kind of things will have it. Tier vars file where the values can be stored. Okay, so that means this is called module. So if I look at the theoretical definition of this one, that means each directory will become a module. So that means this is a module, right? Because in this directory, which is today, you have some Terraform files and so on. So that means this is a module. Yes, this is the module, and we call it root module. Okay, what do we call it? Root module. Every directory is acting like a root module. Now you will say, why we need a root module? So in a general terms, let me tell you here, you have 500 resources to be created. Now, simple thing, 500 resources. Here I just showed you one or two resources. But in real world, when you create a resources, you'll have 500 resources, maybe 100 for AWS, 100 for this, 100 for that, and all kind of things. Are you going to keep it in one file or one directory, and which is a one module, or you will create a multiple module? Which is easy to manage for you? So of course you will convert, let's say, depends on the functionality, 50 lines, 50 resources, 50 resources, 50 resources, 50 resources, like that, and you will create a modules 1, module 2, module 3, like that. Correct? No? This is the call organization, right? Correct? So this can be Apache, this can be Tomcat, this can be AWS, this can be Kubernetes, all this kind of stuff. You will have it. Different module for different things. Are you comfortable, all of you? And then you will call all this module from the root module. This is something. So this is a organization, how well you can organize this. Okay, so how do we create a module? So let me create a two modules for this in this case. So I have today, which is a root module, and there's one module which I'm creating, which is mod 1, which is AWS, and then another module I'm going to name it sub module. This is called child module, GitHub, and in that I'm going to feed this code. Okay, this code I'm using here, right? So this code and this code, I'm going to move this to this module. So what is the file name? I'll give it main.tf file something. The file name can be anything, but practice is main.tf. This is the one module I'm creating, and another one which is GitHub. Main.tf. So this is I'm modularizing the code, so that way not everything is at every 1 second. So here, done. So this is done and this is done. So I created two module. Now this name of the file I will do, you know what? I will rename it to the main itself, because it's a root module, right? So it's practice. Okay, whichever. Now I have a 2 module.
Thanks for watching. Want to study further? Join our training programs today.